Hey, thanks for checking out Nuts and Bolts with Tone, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about a Chevy Sonic, a 2015 1.8 liter Ecotec motor. In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the thermostat assembly, thermostat housing on this engine. It's in many platforms. It's a 1.8 Ecotec, and I'm also going to explain to you the importance of replacing this unit as a whole, and why it's important. Now you can replace this. I've done these for codes, for thermostat codes. I've done them for temp sensors. I've done them for, in this one here, it's leaking coolant, and I'm replacing it for a coolant leak. But most of the time I replace them in the past for electronic failures or for the thermostat malfunctioning. So let's get into it. Let me show you how to replace it. Let's go. All right, here we go. We got this 2015 Chevy Sonic 1.8. It's got a code for the thermostat. And this one's got a pretty intricate housing. It's got a sensor. It's got an electrically operated thermostat. So in this one right here, you definitely don't want to put aftermarket components in this one here. So I'm going to show you how to replace this, and I'm going to show you what the proper part looks like. All right, let me get set up. All right, so here you go. Easiest thing to do is to show you what the new one looks like here. All right, here is what the new one looks like. Okay, so actually, let me show you the right way. All right, here we go. All right, so had it upside down. All right, so this one's got a temp sensor in it. All right, it's got the thermostat operator here. That's what operates the thermostat. We've got two heater hose connections there, and the upper radiator hose connection there, and 4 bolts. Pretty simple. All right, so let me get this set up. It sits in there just like this right here. All right, I'll show you a little trick. Just make sure you paint marker your hoses, and they'll come off and go back on. Really easy. All right, let's get ready. All right, so step one, you're gonna take off this little plastic cover here. It's got 2 13mm bolts and 3 Torx. And then you're gonna undo that drain plug right there, and then drain your coolant. And it is a 13mm. All right, and then we're gonna get this thing dropped down and start disconnecting it. All right, so step one up, you've drained the coolant. You're gonna undo 2 10mm bolts here and just pull the degas bottle over. You don't need to disconnect anything, okay? These hoses don't get disconnected, leave them, just keep it up here out of the way. You're gonna come over here, disconnect the oxygen sensor connector right here just to get it out of the way. You're gonna disconnect the connector for the thermostat, and you're gonna disconnect that coolant sensor right there, okay? And then I also disconnect the cam sensor just to pull them out of the way. Here's the harnesses plugged away. Then you're gonna undo the plastic clip. You're gonna pop them out of this. You got 1 10mm nut right here. You're gonna take this bracket off and get it up out of the way. And then from here, we're gonna disconnect this 1 coolant hose here. And we're gonna undo the 3 hose clamps, upper hose and 2 heater hoses. You see my pink lines? Makes it easy peasy to put them back on, I'm telling you. All right, and then to get this job done right here, I got this MAYHEW Tools hose clamp pro hose clamp pliers. I'm gonna use this right here to disconnect these hose clamps. It's gonna make easy work of this. I'll have this thing off really quick. All right, let's get the hoses off. All right, here we go. Got the 3 hoses off here, back there. Super easy with the hose clamp pliers. Now this upper little connection here, all it is a clip like this. You're just gonna pull it out, set it there. You're just gonna pull that up, and of course the line broke. All right, so be careful for that. The line broke off inside the thermostat housing. All right, now I gotta go get one of those. Okay, one more thing I forgot to mention. I always forget this. There's a pipe that goes right there. It's got these two, the thermostat bolts and the bolts that bolt the housing up. They're all E10s, or you can use an 8mm if you don't have an E10, or if you want to use an 8mm wobble. So this one here, it was actually leaking. So I'm assuming it was leaking, and we had a PO 128. Most likely I'll have to scan for codes when I'm all done. So that's where it goes right there. And then, yeah, just make sure you get a seal for this pipe here. So that's where that goes. All right, should be good to go. If you get a GM one, it comes with the seal here. And the only thing you need is that one. All right, let's get this cleaned up. All right, so this pipe here, this pipe right here, when it goes to the bottom of the thermostat housing, it's got like a little rubber seal that sets in there. We're in the process of trying to find that. And then this hose here, this curves around and it comes over here. You can see it here. It is right there. It comes across the intake manifold, comes over here under the intake tube, and it goes right there. It's got that little rubber elbow to the throttle body. So that's what that hose is. If it breaks and you have to replace it, it goes to the throttle body. And this other pipe looks like it goes to the water pump, to the back of the water pump. All right, here we go. Here's that hose assembly, and there's the part number in case you you need it. Got one end there that goes to the throttle body. Come over here, the thermostat housing. Got these seals here for the O-ring at the water pipe. All right, let's get all this put in so we can put this thermostat housing in. Okay, so in this video, I showed you how to replace the whole housing assembly, and I talked about how important it is. It is very important that you replace this whole assembly together with the thermostat and the thermostat housing and the whole housing assembly because of the sensors that are involved and the electronically controlled thermostat. I don't recommend putting aftermarket in this thing. It's just going to cause you problems. We already know that thermostats are tricky as it is. Now let's add an electronically controlled thermostat, and then you're going to understand that it's just going to cause more problems. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, one last tip. Now, I used my AIRLIFT to fill up this cooling system, and when I got done, I had the heater on, and when I got in the car, the heater was not blowing hot, and the temperature was rising to 3/4. I had to pop the degas bottle cap, and I had to let it run with the degas bottle cap off, because I popped it, let it burp, and then I put the cap back on, and it still did the same thing. So then I had to run it with the cap off, and I had the level at the normal level. It never bubbled out, but it did rise up and down a little bit, and then it burped out the air, and then the heater blew hot and everything was fine. So make sure that you really check this one. I haven't had that happen in a while where using my AIRLIFT I had a problem. So remember, use your AIRLIFT and turn the heater on full blast and let it run till it's at operating temperature. The heater is the key. If you have an air bubble in your cooling system, your heater won't blow hot. And you'll notice that, and then you'll know, hey, I got a problem. That way you don't go on a test drive or ship it to the customer and have a comeback, or even a blown head gasket because of that. I've seen that happen. I've seen guys ship out cars and even notate that the heater didn't work, and it came back with a blown head gasket because they didn't burp it. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell. You get notified of all my future content, which you're definitely going to want to see. Also, check me out on Instagram at Nuts and Bolts with Tone for my daily life as a mechanic. Also, I have merchandise available, and the link is in my page. See you next time. Thanks for watching.